so what's your first name?
Kura.
Kura. Right, Kura, what needs healing?
Everything. I'm up for a hip surgery replacement.
Right.
And I've got the osteoarthritis in the lower back.
Right, okay.
So when I'm in pain, I don't know whether it's my knee, my hip, or my back.
Wow. So if we fixed all three, that would be a
Oh,
sign better.
I'm not ready.
We just want some relief. So where have you got most pain at the moment? Where is in the lower back?
Yeah.
All right. So you shuffle around on the chair so that your knees are facing that way, but the chair's still facing this way. That's it. Awesome. All right. Okay. Right. So I've been doing this work now for 25 years, and I can't regrow an arm. If you've had an arm sliced off, I can't regrow it. But short of that, most conditions that I've come across, I struggle to think of any that I wasn't able to help. Most conditions I can help. Most things, probably 80%, only need one session. And the sessions vary in length. So in this situation, I just say a prayer for Kura. That prayer gets addressed to God, and then in response to that prayer, spiritual beings come into my body and start moving my hands. I have to wear white so that my body, if energies come off Kura, like say grey energies or black energies, if anything like that came off, they'd stand out in my auric field, and the beings that work with me could then move them out of that space. Now, Kura, what's happening for you? Any sensation?
Here,
What's happening?
it's like vibration.
Vibration. And where's that vibration going? Yeah?
Yeah.
All the way through there. Okay. So I allow my physical body to be used as an instrument. I still exist in here in my head. When these surgeons work through John of God in Brazil, John of God's personality, who he is, leaves the body, leaving just the surgeon talking through him. With me, they're in here with me. I'm not leaving anybody in charge of my body. I might wake up in bed with a woman. If it's a male, think about it, yeah? So no, I stay in here. Now that particular sound was used to work on a nerve. How do I know that? I've been doing it a long time now, 25 years. If I was a master plumber, a plumber or a builder, I'd be a master plumber or a master builder by now. I've done a lot of hours doing this work. Right, Kura, just stand up and walk around. Notice how it feels. Oh, is that a smile? How's it feeling?
A bit more balanced.
A bit more balanced. Yeah, walk a bit more, walk this way and walk back the other way. So the surgeons, I never manipulate because I've got no qualifications to do remedial massage or any kind of manipulation. So when they need to move something, they get you to move. Yeah. Is there any pain as you're walking?
It's just a numbness.
Just a numbness, but no pain. And there was pain before?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, that's good. Keep walking. Hey, she's starting to smile. This is the favourite part of my evening, is when you see people smile, because they're not in pain anymore. Pretty good, eh?
Yeah.
Right, now sit again, same way, facing that way. He's not finished with you yet. So the surgeon that's working on Kura is called Dr. Oswaldo Cruz. And if you go online and Google Dr. Oswaldo Cruz, you'll find a photograph of him and also an artist's impression of him. Now what's happened for me very recently, I've been doing this work for 25 years, nearly 26 years, and the team that I worked with for the last few years, there were always 17. One in charge, Dr. Augusto, and then 4x4, 16. They work as a regiment. They're very highly organised. And then just recently, just a few weeks ago, I realised, hang on a minute, there's more than 16, 17 in here. And there's now about 40, and I've not stopped to count them all. And that's because John of God has done this kind of work for 60 years for Spirit. Now Kura, walk around again, see how that feels. John of God has dedicated his life to spirit for 60 years, and at the moment he's in house arrest in Brazil on some very spurious charges. So the spirits have come over to me because they're not going to sit idle. So I've got a lot more spirits now. How's that feeling? Pretty good? Right, now notice how your hip and your knee feel as you walk, as well as your back. Notice how your hip and your knee feel.
It makes me have this.
All right, okay.
It's okay.
Feels okay. Is there any pain anywhere at the moment?
No.
No, right. Sit there again. Sorry, he's a little bit bossy. I don't normally point, but sit there again. So, right, this time, Kura, I need you facing these guys. That's it. Right, now we're working on your hip, and then we're going to work on your knee, okay? Right, and the intention of the surgeon is to fix Kura so well she doesn't need a replacement knee or replacement hip. When you have such a surgery, it's so much better if your body can heal itself, because otherwise you've got inorganic matter in your hip. Yeah, bone is like organic matter that blood supply can still get into. You know what I mean? It's like you don't really want a piece of plastic or a piece of metal in your body if you can avoid it. So always try and find the natural way, okay? What they're doing, you can see they're just moving this little hip joint in me a little bit. They're doing that to me rather than to Kura, just to check what needs to happen. They're extending my leg as well. They just gave me the signal that the hip is complete. They're moving on to the knee. Very often these healings are faster than you would be sitting in the doctor's waiting room. Yeah? Because you go to get just a diagnosis, don't you? Yeah, and a lot of people now, they're not then having the pharmaceutical drugs, they're going away with the diagnosis and then going to somebody natural or complementary. All right? We've got massive, massive change coming on a planetary scale. Massive, a change we've never seen before. Right, Kura, walk around again, please. Now, isn't she walking good now? How does that feel? It feels good. Look at her, look at her. She's like 20 years younger.
I'm going faster than usual.
You can? Is there any pain at all as you walk? Just a little bit in there, right. So sit there again and let's get that last little bit. Cool. Not bad, is it, for $30, eh? I know. It's pretty good, isn't it? Now, as we started this evening, I happened to say, you know, I'm really glad I started filming what I do. I started filming what I do about 3 years ago. There's old footage of me somewhere on YouTube somewhere. But seriously filming what I did, I started doing that 3 years ago. And boy, am I glad I did, because I'm heading over to the UK in June. And the UK now have got some very, very tight laws around what I can say and what I can do. They didn't have 12 months ago. I was there 12 months ago, it wasn't a problem. And for me to have lots of clips of video is really, really good. If you're somebody I've got on film, if you can find your clip and just put a comment in there to say it worked, it lasted or whatever, that's going to help me as well, because I've got people saying, oh, it doesn't last. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Right, now Kura, try that. She's not looking like there's anything wrong there, is she now? Feels loose. Loose is good. Any pain anywhere? Any pain anywhere?
No.
No, awesome. That's it. All done. Yay!